Welcome to the Tiny Bites of Business podcast, where we take practical, implementable tools and strategies and pack them into bite-sized episodes. I'm your host, Sarah Wooden. Let's talk about systems, streamlining, and business strategy. Hello, welcome to another podcast episode. I'm so pleased to have you here. Thank you for sticking with me as I find my feet and learn that maybe I do actually have something to say. That has been the hardest part of launching a podcast, is being okay with having something to say. So today I want to talk a little bit about period coaching and finding flow in business, what that looks like as a business owner, what that looks like when I work with my clients, what that looks like in practical terms. First up, let's take a little bit of an understanding of the menstrual cycle to start with. I always had this idea that your period was basically your period and then not your period, and that was the extent of having a cycle. Like, there was either a period or it wasn't. But it is so much more than that, and when we tap into those phases, there is so much that we can learn and find ways to not fight ourselves all the time. So we understand menstrual. We understand that's an obvious cycle phase. This is the phase that is basically our winter. This is when we are meant to turn inwards and to reflect. This is a great time to be looking at our goals and going, hey, does that fit? This is a great time to just rest and do nothing. I'm loving making a habit of, on day one, I sit down on the couch and watch Hannah Montana with the kids. Or read a book, or do something that sort of feels a little bit nostalgic or a little bit luxurious or a little bit just plain up restful. I'm teaching that to my daughters, that whenever they can, it's okay to claim that rest. That's our winter. Then we move into follicular. My husband knows when I hit this point because suddenly I'm like, hey, let's rearrange the kitchen or let's rearrange the lounge room because I have energy. This is high creativity, excellent problem solving, great time to be having a look at how to make the furniture fit better in the study. This is a great time to be tackling things that haven't been working. Okay, how about we tweak this, or let's try this. For talking to tech support and trying to get your head around things. High creativity time, a really great time to be looking at graphics. This is from you'll probably find about day 5 to round about, say, day 14, 16, 17, somewhere in that sort of space, depending upon your unique cycle. Next, we have ovulation. This is like the summer. This is when we're feeling really good. It's a great time to be having a photo shoot because this is when we feel the most juicy. It's our high energy time, it's our high peopling time. It will tend to be when we feel the best about our bodies, when we speak the best, when we present the best on stage. It'll be when we have the most extroverted energy for being able to be at a networking event, be at a conference, be at a birthday party, to go on a date night. This is our real juicy, do the things, problem, like just fit everything in and get it done phase. This is when I fit in my VIP days. So I will plan them around late follicular, ovulation, early luteal energy, because this is when I'm going to get the most done. This is when I'm going to be able to look at things and get it done. Next, we move into luteal or luteal, depending upon how you pronounce it in your area. This is really great for analyzing and for strategy. This is a really great time to be looking at the reports, for finishing up those final things, for applying the strategy or deep thinking strategy, for asking deeper questions, for reflecting. You might even find that it's a great time for interviews and being able to sort of really think about what's going on. I love organizing here. This will be when I start winding down, being able to actually be productive at the computer. can also be a great time for meal prep as well. And then we have that last 3 to 5 days before the menstrual phase again, that deep luteal phase. I strongly recommending avoiding trying to work on tech fixes during this phase. This is not the phase to be trying to set up a new email automation or to be able to try to be playing with Zapier, learning a new tech, trying to problem solve why things isn't working. This is not the time to do it unless you absolutely have to. If you have had something break and you need to band-aid it back together to then come back to it in follicular, do that. Don't set yourself up at this phase to deliberately be setting out to do tech fixes. I also find that I get 1 day of higher energy in this phase just before. It's like my body's way of going, hey, you're about to have to shut down for a day or two. Finish up the meal prep, make sure everything's comfy, build your nest because it's time to rest. So this is understanding that the strengths in each of those phases. When am I going to be able to get the most out of it? Now, when I have multiple client projects, it is not always possible to be working exactly in flow. Things change on a weekly basis. People have tasks that pop up that they need help with, and I can't always make things happen in the phase that they are going to be my strongest strength. But what I can do is I can spot which things I should be perhaps avoiding and work out a plan to come back to them in an energy where I'm going to be more able to do it. A couple of ways that I protect myself here is by putting blocks on my calendar. There's a rolling block on my calendar, so I am not bookable for calls during that time. I communicate to people in advance and understanding that when I'm looking at the screen and doing nothing, it's time to come back to it later. Now, how does this play out with my clients? When my clients are able to trust me and communicate with me about this, then I'm able to work with them on when is the best time to be talking to them about launches, when is the best time to be talking to them about big picture stuff, when is the best time to be hitting them with that list of all the things that I need, and when is the time to leave them be, to give them space to wait a week. And when is the times that when my client messages me with a big, oh my goodness, this thing just happened, when are we going into that problem solving mode? And when am I reassuring them that it's okay? Let's revisit this in a little while, because in that last deep luteal phase, just before your menstrual phase, is when the world looks like it's on fire. It is when we want to throw the towel in and quit and give it all up. And when things aren't working and we get frustrated, and those will often be the times when my clients message me with big problems. And sometimes it's okay just to douse that fire, put it out and be like, okay, that was really uncool. Let's revisit this in another couple of days. And 9 times out of 10, we come back to it in a few days and they're able to see the solution. So this episode was a little bit longer than I normally aim for. I normally aim for under 7 minutes. I'm sorry. I hope that has been really helpful, though, understanding the strengths of your flow, how to leverage that in your business, and how you might be able to utilize that in your client base. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thanks for listening today. My goal is that every episode is both compact and useful because I know that you're a busy little bee building a business that makes an impact. But there's only so much I can share with you in just a few minutes, and you have your own unique ecosystem of tech, tasks, and needs. So if you're looking to take the next step, I'd love to help you during a one-to-one call where we can look at your systems, automation, or build a plan of what next. Head to the website to find out more.